Oh, she's got the garlic thing. Oh, this isn't going to work. Yeah, see, it's failing. Oh, no. Hi, this is Cass from Mozzie Cass Plays, and welcome back to my Noble Generation of my Medieval Legacy Challenge. So it's Friday afternoon and Mira has actually just come to visit her adopted sister, I guess. Foster sister, I'm not sure. They probably regard each other as just sisters. Eleanor, as you guys know, married Asher and they were sent out to Henford so Asher could be the kind of knight on duty. But what Mira's done is because Bartholomew is sick and she'd been relying on Bartholomew to take the letter back to Gerard, relying on Bartholomew to take her letter to Jacob asking for help with the vampire problem. She's come here to ask if Galahad could do it. He's a squire. He's fit, young, able to, he could ride to sort of central Windenburg where the church is, turn around in a day, come back the next day, deliver the letter. So that's why we're here. I have no idea if Asher or Galahad will be here. Oh, he's over here. Oh, this is so weird how they do this. Jacob's apparently here, but I'm actually going to send him away. So even though Mira and Asher were actually in the same club as children, she's apparently forgotten him. So I've got her coming over to say hello. It'd be interesting to see what she thinks of him as an adult because she hasn't seen him for a long time. Oh dear. I noticed this in Not So Berry. For some reason, when they get the crush first impression, they get another one as well. Wow, that is a terrible first impression, Mira. The last person I think Mira had a crush on was Lord Victor Goth. So that's not a great first impression, frankly, but that's fine. I'm going to pretend I did not see it. I'm going to offer gratitude and let's flatter him because we're here to ask poor Galahad for a favour. Now, Galahad, you may notice, has a bite on his neck. Oh, that's surprising. Liliana you may remember Liliana as a toddler. Liliana is Desiree's adopted daughter, the one that she got via the Wishing Well, the Fey Wishing Well. They live in Windenburg and I would be tempted to send them away, but I can incorporate this. So I'm going to do a polite introduction. Liliana's here because Desiree sent her. Desiree has had some kind of spellcaster-related vision and is on a mission. Stop staring at Asher like that. I don't like it. I have actually found I've updated from Origin to the EA app. I'm guessing those of you who play Sims have had to do the same thing. I'm scared to say it, but I actually think my game is less laggy. Medieval's actually even recording well. I was like, this is my real test. So she's saying hello to Liliana. She's apparently also got a crush on Liliana. This I could roll with. I'd be down with this relationship. Asher is off limits, but this could be fun. So maybe Mira's bisexual. Who knew? It's the same two sentiments, though. Unfortunately, Liliana thinks she's pretentious, which, let's be real, she's spent a lot of time around nobility, so she probably has some airs. But Liliana's come up and said, are you Mira? I've been sent here to talk to you. And Mira's like, just give me a minute, because we are here for a reason. So she's basically asking for a favour. So I would like her to give a friendly gift. I actually had a spare copy of the Holy Book. We're going to say this is the letter that she's written. So she's like, basically, can I pay you to deliver this letter to Jacob? And I think Eleanor would say, don't worry about paying, because Eleanor could very happily send a letter to her brother at the same time. Galahad's not feeling great. He's like, I can, but I'll have to leave tomorrow. What I might do is I'm going to add Galahad to a group. So she's noticing the bite marks. I'm going to have her say, hey, can we talk for a minute? Because she's obviously assuming it's Penelope. Now, I don't know how much Galahad would remember. I said Judith jumped him, which means she didn't use her hypnotic power. So I think she's going to let's ask about Penelope. So she's going to say, hey, I noticed you've got that injury. Why are we going outside again? She's like, we have to have this conversation in front of your mother, apparently. That's fine. I've noticed you've got that blemish. Do you mind me asking if you've seen someone who matches this description? And he's like, no, I haven't had the pleasure of meeting them. She's like, do you remember how you got the blemish? Now, for the purposes of story, I'm going to say he doesn't really remember. He does remember seeing Judith. He said, I was out walking, doing my evening constitutional, going for a jog. I remember I was near your house. I remember I saw Lady Judith, and then I continued walking, which is kind of true. He did start to walk off, and then she kind of called him back. He won't say she hit on me, because I think he'd be too polite for that. He's like, I exchanged pleasantries with her and then I left. And then he doesn't remember what happened next. So she has that information, but she doesn't 100% know Judith was the one that beat him. She's probably assuming Penelope was lurking near the house. Then she attacked once Judith walked away. What was that sentiment? I don't think I've ever seen that before. Oh, he's got a crush on her. So I'm going to have Mira head home. Galahad the next day is going to go for a ride. And I'm going to have Liliana go with her. So Liliana's been politely waiting off to the side. Mira's like, I'm heading back to the house. And Liliana's like, do you mind if I walk with you? So these guys have walked back to the estate. Liliana has explained that she's actually a distant cousin of Jacob and his family. Obviously, Liliana knows Mira's not a blood relation, so she's saying that my mother sent me because she had an inkling that there was trouble coming. Oh, and a butler's changed. This keeps happening every time I reload this household. We have the butlers switch back and forth. It's quite annoying. Yeah, so she's explaining that her mother, was a good friend of Gerard's. So Mira's assuming this mother must be very, very old. I don't think Liliana would go into the details. So Liliana's saying that the problem was in relation to vampires. Liliana says that her mother Desiree knows that there has been an ancient, back in the family history, the ancestors of Jacob and Gerard had been involved, or, one of them had been targeted by a vampire. Liliana knows Desiree's dad was the one that got turned. But she's also explaining there is a secret way. Sure, Bartholomew, you can like gardening. She's talking about vampires, which is very convenient. She's saying, look, there is a way to cure vampirism, but we don't know what it is. And the only way we know of to deal with hostile vampires is sunlight and fire. That's it. If garlic doesn't work to keep them away, and sometimes it doesn't, which Mira's learned that the hard way, then the only solutions, sunlight and fire. Mira's saying, does that burn the disease from them? And Liliana's saying, well, it destroys them. So, yeah. She's thinking, oh God, I don't want to have to destroy my sister. That's horrifying. Maybe she could find out more about the secret to curing vampirism. But I think Liliana will also say that it is not something that can be done against the vampire's will. I believe that's true. I don't think there's a way to get the sim to drink that. I think the drink that you can make, it's like drink transfiguration or something. I forget what it's called. The drink that you can make. I don't think there's a way to get a sim to do it. Mira would invite Liliana in. I think Liliana will say no. I'm actually going to send her away. So she's going to head off. Mira's exhausted, so I'm going to have her go to bed. We've got a bit of a problem here in that Judith is starving again. So he can come up here, take a shower and go to bed. Gabriel's already in bed. Lucas is finishing off his work. In fact, you're done, so you can go to bed too. So that just leaves our vampire, who's standing right next to some stinky, stinky garlic. I think the most viable target for Judith, if she can't see anyone in the neighborhood, I don't think she'd want to bite any of the family. She probably would be happy to eat Bartholomew as well, I'm not going to lie. Oh, she wants to discuss her fears with an elder. Wait, that's actually a thing. She could get rid of her fear of death because he's an elder. The other butler that we have isn't an elder. I aged him down, but this is the replacement butler. She's like, I'm really scared of dying. And he's like, it's fine, calm down. He's an elder, right? Oh no, he's only an adult. He just looks like an elder. I'm going to have her bite him. Oh, she's got the garlic thing. Oh, this isn't going to work. Yeah, see, it's failing. Oh no. Oh no. I stuffed that up big time. That means the hypnosis isn't working, which means he knows. He's like, what the hell? This is dramatic. I know it's dramatic, but I think she's going to push him down the stairs or something. She's going to use her vampiric strength to kill him. I don't know what other abilities she has, and I don't know if that garlic thing just prevents her from feeding. She can cause a hallucination. Let's see if this works. Yeah, that failed too. It must be all vampiric powers. I didn't know that. I thought it was just feeding. But she's going to murder him. I kind of want it to be falling. I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh, falling like mountain climbing falling. So she's pushed him down the stairs. Could have been these stairs here. That doesn't unfortunately help her with her eating problem. Well, you just murdered the butler, Judith. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, she could get rid of her fear with Grim, can't she? Oh, she has to give a death flower to Grim. Oh, no, that's not going to happen. Can she bite Grim? Oh, he's witnessing the death of a loved one. He's the butler. That doesn't make sense. I'm going to check that one off. We'll keep in the presence of death because yes, but a loved one? He doesn't even know him. They have literally no relationship. That's a dumb emote. So he's heard the cry as the guy's fallen down the stairs. It's like, oh no, what's happened? Grimm's like, Grimm's got to keep himself. Oh no, now Gabriel has a fear of death. Put that in your inventory. This garlic thing is actually a problem. Mira's done good with the garlic. I mean, it didn't work with Penelope, but can you vampire bite Grimm? The Grim Reaper does not possess any plasma. That's really funny. He's like, I didn't see anything. And she's like, Grim! Oh, that's right. She's still afraid of death. That's actually hilarious. So that does mean when Gabriel comes downstairs, he's not going to realise Judith was even awake. Oh, look, our other butler's come back. Boston. Pleased to see you, Boston. Now, I actually wanted her to pocket this wreath, but she can't. I'm actually just going to have her destroy it because I think she would definitely have removed the wreath right next to her door. The problem she's got now is it's like getting towards dawn and she won't be able to actually go out and hunt. That's sad. I'm sorry, Gabriel, that you had to see that. I did have to murder him. I'm sorry. The other butler's like, what? I only went out for a few hours. What happened to him? Oh, he's sad too. Witnessing the death of a loved one. You didn't witness it. I'm cheating that off. If the game's going to give them dumb emotes, I'm going to take them off. He was never in the family. He was a substitute butler that none of them had ever even had a conversation with. Now, here's the thing about Boston. Boston and Lucas are in a relationship. They're in a long-term relationship. It is a secret relationship. That's actually why I aged Boston down, because I wanted them both to be adults. These two are honeys. It's actually, I wanted Lucas to not be sad and alone because he's gay, but that doesn't mean he's not interested in a relationship. They have to be very secretive because Judith, I mean, she'd turf Boston out in a heartbeat if she knew. It's socially not approved of and would be scandalous for the family name, but it's not the kind of crime that would get Lucas in trouble with the law or anything. It's not actually illegal. Look at them, little babies. So I have actually been having them woohoo behind everyone's backs. They've had an active relationship with one another. That's kind of where we're... Oh, wait, stop. He was hysterical and I didn't even notice. I mean, he's a teen and in theory, hypothetically, can't die an emotional death. He's my heir, so I don't really want to find out. He feels playful because Bartholomew was there. Look, they came out to look after the garden together. They're so cute. She's getting to the situation now where she's like, this is getting dire. We do actually, I think, have some vampiric books. It would make sense for her to read them. Oh, she's going to attack someone randomly if I don't have her feed. I'm hoping she'll make it through to after sunset. The problem is if she feeds on the butler or anyone else while the household's awake, there's no way she's not going to get caught. I'm going to have her attempt to distract herself with the violin. So I've been meaning to put together a grave area for Judith's now deceased husband for the longest time, and I never did. So now that we had a second grave, I've put him, Christopher Wing was the name of the butler, I've put him over in a corner, and then we have Lord Colin Ward here with space beside him for his beloved wife when she passes. Obviously, she has other ideas as far as the whole passing thing goes. And I don't think that Judith is at the point yet where she's really thinking about what her long-term plan is, because she is just thinking day-to-day survival. Like, she's living from feed to feed. She's learned the hard way that sun burns her skin because she went out into it. Luckily for her, everyone else was asleep when it happened and she was able to get back inside, and she spent the day actually resting in bed. I mean, she wears mostly long-sleeve gowns and stuff anyway, so whatever injuries she took were minor enough that she was able to cover them up. So it's a little bit later in the day and I've mainly been having them work on chores. I've had her play violin all day. She's discovered a frenzied passion for it, mainly because otherwise she's going to be running around hissing at people constantly, and I think she knows she needs to focus her mind. The reason I started recording was I noticed that she'd popped to the front of his list of relationships, which tells me that she's in the area. Perhaps she's had a run-in with, was it Mother Malia, I think her name was, and she's actually climbed out a window or something. Like, this is quite a dramatic thing. Look, I was planning on doing this later in the day, but since she's in the neighborhood, why not? I think she was going to sneak out because she's seeing Bartholomew as her chance to escape. Maybe he's coming out to pay his last respects. I actually wanted to release the spirit of the butler, but I can't. Emily has come tearing up. He's like, what are you doing here? You'll be seen. And she's like, probably leaping on him. And she's like, I don't care. I can't stand it anymore, Bartholomew. You don't understand. And he's like, well, someone's going to see you. And she's like, is there somewhere we can talk? Do you have somewhere we could hide, like, inside the house? So he's going to try and sneak her up to his room, but obviously they can't go in this way. I'm going to try and get them around the outside of the house. They've snuck around the outside of the house. Mira's in here reading a book. That's a very Mira thing to do. So they're sneaking in. So far, so good. We're going up the stairs. All right, now he actually has his own bedroom. Unlock for a specific sim. I can't. I'm going to have to actually unlock it. I had locked it so that not everyone would walk in. So talk about marriage. He's like full on. Oh, Gabriel's feeling distant. Oh, she's brushing him off. That's interesting. Because I was imagining that she's like, I'll do anything. Get me out of here. Let's see if I can ask to be girlfriend. They're already having a suggestive conversation. I want him to ask her to be girlfriend. He's like, look, I'm happy to try and help you escape, but what am I to you? And she's like, you know, I love you. And I think that she could be happy with Bartholomew is I guess what I'm trying to say. Because she's always known she wasn't going to get to choose who her partner was, but she always thought she'd have one. And when she tried to choose her partner, that was what got her in trouble. She was accepting of the fact, well, sort of accepting. She's resigned to the fact that she was never going to get to choose her romantic partner. I think I'm having him cue these actions, but I think she's kind of the one making the moves. She's like, you don't understand. I need to get out of the nunnery. I need to get away. And of course, Bartholomew with his crush is like, I'll do anything. Now, she's a romantic sim. So I'm going to have them actually woohoo. The reason being I have a risky percentage set. I don't think the mess around interaction counts as woohoo. I think that is enthusiastic heavy petting as opposed to woohoo. So I want there to be a chance of her getting pregnant. It's a realistic consequence of what they're doing. She'd actually be the one making the move. She's woohooed before. She's like, you've been so good to me. How can I ever repay you? And he's like, you don't have to repay me. I love you. And she's like, no, but I want to repay you. She's romantic. She enjoys woohoo. Apparently they're not going to do it. I did cue it and they're just talking. Oh no, maybe they did. No, there we go. So it's hilarious to me that she's got those shoes on. Anyway, it's fine. So they are woohooing. Bartholomew is woohooing for the first time. They're having to keep it quiet because they do share a wall with Mira in the bathroom, but that is the only alternative. He's going to have to sneak her out before dawn. Mira, I'm actually going to tell her to go to bed. Not because I want her to overhear them, but because I have one more thing I need to focus on in this part. So she is parched. And now they're dancing together. That is so cute. I am going to have to unlock this door so she can leave, but I'm going to just leave them there for a minute while I figure out what I'm doing with this vampire. I mean, the butler is a likely candidate because he sleeps out here. I was hoping there'd be a sim walking around. I didn't really want to do this to poor Boston. There doesn't appear to be anyone in the neighborhood. So I'm going to have her head out to the butler's cottage and we are going to wake him up. So she's actually sneaking in. Realistically, she wouldn't wake him up because she'd just jump on him in his bed. Do you know what I mean? Just like come in and be like, Gah! But the animation requires that I wake him up. So he wouldn't even necessarily remember this. He's just going to know he feels extremely fatigued in the morning. So I'm going to leave this part here, you guys. I will unlock this so she can leave. I'll have her sneak out. No, you got to sneak out, sweetie. I don't want Judith to see you. It's lucky for her she's trying to sneak out once Judith has fed. Because Judith, she would have fed on a nun. She doesn't care about that kind of thing. If you've enjoyed, please like and subscribe. You know the drill. Don't forget to wash your hands. And I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.